Welcome to DeWitt and Dunn Financial Services with your host, Cathy DeWitt Dunn.
Charleston was once the rage, History has turned a page,
And welcome back. I'm Cathy DeWitt Dunn. Thank you so much for joining our show. Steve and I are thrilled to have you with us today. And listen to that. The beat goes on, Sonny and Cher. It's hard to believe that it's been since 1971 that song was playing. The thing that was pretty interesting is it was when they first had their show. 3 years later, the show was canceled after Sonny and Cher got divorced. So apparently the beat did not go on. So it's funny how things can work out, right? But just remember, Sonny and Cher, I love that show so much.
Well, they're thankful that we're still playing their music.
Yeah, it's so funny. I went to a party with my husband. A lot of people know I'm married to DeWitt Dunn, and we went to Sonny and Cher. I even had the dark hair on all the way down.
We need a picture of that for the website.
That is somewhere. I have no idea. I think probably I destroyed it. It was and it was pretty funny going back to, I think that was probably like 13 years ago. And that was the first time that I met his sister. And here I was with like long hair. I had bangles, I had the little tambourine, I had everything, and I was like, and I think she thought I had like really dark hair because the wig was awesome.
That is
But yeah,
awesome.
how about that? And then the next time I, ran into her, she was like, "Oh wow, you look nothing like what I thought you did." But that's like going way back. I mean, Google wasn't what it is today, so it's pretty funny.
Was that at the wedding when she figured out that you were blonde?
Yeah, it was a long time ago. But anyway, it's pretty funny. Well, I'm glad everybody's joining us today. It's been a great week. We've had a lot of people come out and visit with us. As I mentioned, Jacob's been helping the teachers with their 403Bs. He's been pretty busy. They're about ready. School's about ready to be back in session, and the teachers are already at their school. So if you need help with that, and you're not happy with the advisor perhaps that showed up to your school this year, just call us. You can pick and choose who you want to work with. You don't have to work with just the person that showed up at your school, and we can help you. We can even work, later appointments, and Jacob will be happy to meet you, but it would be by appointment only if it's after hours. The number to reach us today is 972-473-4700. There's just some excellent plans out there for everybody. I mean, you're 59 and a half and you're limited on what you can do at your employer. Well, you can roll those funds out. It's a non-taxable event and take advantage of some of the programs that we're working with. A lot of people like to consolidate all their IRAs at the end of the summer. People have been traveling. The season is almost over for travel. Everybody's getting back into the groove. And just having everything consolidated. I mean, this market's at an all-time high at the moment. We know what happens when we have an all-time high. We end up having an all-time low. And it's pretty scary right now.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time, and there's a lot of things that are going on.
There are?
In the Middle East, and politically, we're starting to see things. Luckily, we are still using a microphone, right? We don't have the microphone that's coming around.
We should do the headset. Isn't that great? Did you see all that this past week? I happened to watch all the debates because I was I was interested. I told everybody in the office, well, I'm not going to watch them. I'm just going to watch them, later that evening. It's like, oh no, Raghi and I, we had to sit down and we watched everything from start to finish. But it did look like Laura was saying in the office where they all looked like they were sporting because they had those little microphones just on the corner of their mouth sticking out. I was just dying when she said that. But it was pretty interesting to hear all that. So here we are, it's politics and the market's pretty volatile and things could change and the market's doing pretty well. But it's pretty overpriced, in my opinion. It's pretty expensive, the volatility. To squeeze 3%, 4%, 5% more out of this market, I don't see it. I don't see it happening.
Well, especially a lot of our listeners and clients are looking to diversify a portion of their portfolio into something that's going to eliminate the loss, eliminate the fee, but also allow them, if there is some squeezing to be done in the market, to be able to make some returns.
Some squeezing?
Some squeezing.
You know what? It's pretty interesting. And it's not the 200-day moving average. I don't know if you've noticed lately. That strategy really hasn't been working. There's a lot of people that have been involved in the 200-day moving average when they come into our office and they actually, we had several people in the last couple of weeks come in and we reviewed their statements. They're paying more and the annual fee that's being taken out on a quarterly basis than their return. And what's interesting about that is that some of these people that are pushing the 200-day moving average are just like, they're adverse to annuities. You know what? Well, you can get an annuity without a fee. Of course they're going to be adverse, right? So they get to manage your money, they get to charge you a fee, and their return is less than what their fee is. I'm just like, well, no kidding. They don't want you to look at an annuity. They need to have you paying the fees.
Yeah, I had an interesting conversation with an advisor as we were rolling monies over, and he was talking about how great the market was in 2017, which we've had clients that experienced the opportunity of double-digit return because the S&P was up over 21%. Well, the client was sitting with me, and he had the returns on paper. It was over a $700,000 portfolio. The gain was $15,000, and he had to pay $9,000 in fees. So his average rate of return during the largest upswing we've seen in probably the past 7 years was 1%.
That's what I'm talking about.
1%.
Right. We have fixed annuities that are close to 4%.
Right.
You know, we have alternative investments not linked to the market for accredited investors that have the upside of 10% cash flow, which is paid out quarterly, almost 2.5% per quarter for short-term 5 years, once again, for accredited investors, and you're looking at 1%. That's where it really gets into, don't look at them, look at me. And, you know, I always hear, well, you know, you're capped. You're capped on what you can make. And I'm like, well, and you're capped over there. It's a 200-day moving average. You're not making anything. That's capped. That's crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, 1% when the market's up 21%, that's not even capped. That's just robbery.
Yeah, well, if you'd like to schedule a free appointment, at least you owe it to yourself to get a second opinion. Come out and see what we're doing. We also have annuities that have a 14% bonus up front that you could use for future income that's guaranteed with a growth rate that you can count on of 7% per year up to 20 years. That's a first. Usually it's only been 10, and the bonus is significantly higher, 14. The number to reach us today to schedule your free appointment is 972-473-4700. That's 972-473-4700. And let me also quickly mention, we're going to have our investment workshop for accredited investors. I have it on this little sticky pad because of the dates. We're always updating them. Dallas, August the 6th and the 8th at 12 noon. You'll need to call our office to get the location. It will not be held at our facility. And in Arlington, it will be held remotely on August the 20th, and we'll be back in Dallas on August the 22nd. We are going to have the executive members of this company that we're raising the capital for. They're going to be doing the presenting. So that's the reason why we're hosting it at 12 noon during the day. And you can come out. We're going to tell you the pros and the cons and everything about this particular investment. It's in the renewable energy space. We've been raising capital off and on for this firm for the last 5 years, and our accredited investors that are in this strategy have been receiving really great cash flow over the last several years. So we have that once again available. If you heard us years ago, we're back at it. So we'd love to have you attend our workshop. We need to verify, once again, you're an accredited investor. So call us today, 972-473-4700. That's 972-473-4700. If you happen to get voicemail, we have been receiving a lot of telephone calls. Please make sure to leave your name and your phone number so we can call you back and we'll register you for one of the workshops, or you can meet with us individually about your portfolio at DeWittandDunn.com. But call us right now. Offices in Dallas, Fort Worth, and in Houston, Texas, 972-473-4700. That's 972-473-4700. I'm Cathy DeWitt Dunn along with Steve Ringo. We'll be right back.